Hi, it's Glenn Dietzel here, editor-in-chief of Lifestyle Entrepreneur Magazine. And on my call today, I'm going to be interviewing Ivana Taylor, publisher of DIY Marketers, a resource to help entrepreneurs make more money using less marketing. So I'm really looking forward to interviewing her today. Ivana in 2010 was ranked 21st out of 30,000 most influential people online. She's been featured on MSNBC, and she's published over 200 articles on Amex Open Forum. So, Ivana, welcome to our call today. And you've got one of those names where, coming out of the educational field, I always pronounced it Ivana, and I'm sure you've got all kinds of mispronunciations. So,
absolutely, and it's done wonders for my branding.
Ivana, so welcome to our call today. So, my first question to you is as follows. Why is knowing how to do actually less marketing so essential for entrepreneurs to grow their businesses today?
I know, it's crazy. I'm a marketing person, and I'm telling people whatever you do, don't do too much marketing. Let me tell you why. Glenn, every 8 minutes, a small business dies in this country. That means, like in 2010, when they ran the census, that was almost 700,000 businesses. And why? Because they weren't selling the right things to the right people. And when I dug into the data, what I found was they were trying to do everything. And trying to do everything simply doesn't work. And that's why they failed.
What makes you uniquely qualified to speak on this, Ivana?
Because I suffer from doing too much marketing. I have horrible ADD, Glenn. And of course, I'm in the business of trying every new thing that comes out. And guess what? I made the mistake of collapsing the research and the work that I do and using it to grow my business. And what happened was I diluted all my efforts and really put my growth at a complete standstill. And so, like all of us entrepreneurs, been there, done that, right? And I created a solution for myself, had a big epiphany, and it's just been gangbusters ever since.
How does your formula work for doing this, Ivana?
Okay, so I have a really simple formula, okay? It really comprises of 3 primary questions. And the first is, who are you being? You see, because marketing isn't about what you do, it's about who you are in the world, right? So who are you being? That's question number 1. Question number 2, what are you committed to? And question 3, what can people count on you for? Those are the only 3 marketing/branding/messaging questions you need to ask yourself. I have more, but I'm not sure if we have enough time to talk about that. Maybe I'll come back to it.
What's the one mistake that you see people today making? The number one mistake when it comes to marketing or trying to market less?
Well, the number one mistake, and all of us have done it in the past, especially startups, and that is trying to sell everything to everybody. And I like to say you can't sell anything to everybody. So it's focus, focus, focus. And it's the number one mistake, the number one pitfall. You've heard it all before. It's kind of counterintuitive, isn't it, Glenn, to think that you should do less to achieve more? But it's the absolute truth. The more you focus your message, your offer, and the solutions that you give to a focused group of customers, the more successful you're going to be.
What, in your estimation, and from your perspective, and having built a loyal following and been in this industry now for as long as you have, what's the one question that nobody has ever asked you yet about marketing less that you wish that someone would ask you?
The number one question, and you ask a kind of hard question, and I'm going to give you what might seem a difficult answer, and that is, I've said it before, who do I need to be to contribute to my ideal customer? Okay? We're always asking ourselves, what do I need to do to get more customers? But what I'm saying that you should be asking yourself is, who do you need to be for your ideal customer to really, really step into their shoes, figure out what really, really matters to them, and then position your way in such a way that creates that solution. And I promise you, if you ask yourself that question, you are going to see more than 80% of the fluffy stuff you do in places you're wasting your time and money simply fall away.
So you've already kind of alluded to it, your answer, but develop your answer a little bit more.
Okay, so let me give you 5 more questions. I know I'm full of questions, right? 5 more power questions that you can ask yourself that's going to help you figure out who you're going to be for your ideal customer, okay? So question number 1 is identifying that ideal customer. And don't give me any of those generic, sometimes those are good, you know, the generic profile descriptions, right? If it's a company, how big is it? Who is the person? But I mean, really get to the core of who that person is and what matters to them and what's important to them. Question number 2, what is the problem that they are trying to solve? Right? So if, let's say, for example, if you sell shovels, the problem your customer is trying to solve is digging a hole. I mean, in the simplest terms, right? Now, question number 3, and this is huge. What is their perceived notion of how this problem is solved? Okay? How do they think that they have to solve the problem? So one might be, I have to use a shovel, I might get a backhoe, I might get to hire someone. Those are all perceived notions of how this problem is solved. Now, here's question number 4, and this is also a biggie. How is everyone telling them that this problem is solved? Right? These are alternative solutions. How is everyone telling them that their problem is solved? And finally, the most important one, how do you solve this problem for them? How do you believe this problem is solved, right? So, like in my case, people are like, how do I get more customers? How do I make more money? And that's the problem they're trying to solve. And what they think they have to do is they think they have to do more marketing, do more social media, buy more advertising, go to more networking events. And that's how they think, and the gurus tell them that's the way to do it, right? And everyone's got an answer. And what I'm saying, how I believe this problem is solved, is that you actually need to do less. Pick something that really resonates with who you are, right, that you love to do on your worst day that you can't wait to go and do, and that's going to make the difference for your marketing. And just focus on that. And don't worry about the rest of the stuff. Just say no.
What if someone were to take your formula in the area of less marketing? Where could they be in the next 30 days, in the next 90 days?
You know, I'm so glad you asked that, because that is so, so powerful, right? So if you just take the questions that we talked about here in this session and you take the time to really answer those for yourself, what's going to pop up for you is a lot of overwhelm, right? Because you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't let go of this stuff. But what is really going to pop up for you is perhaps choosing one marketing channel that you like to do. Good news is there's not as many as you think. There's really just a few. Like maybe you like networking events if you're a face-to-face person. Maybe you're more analytical and you like to do pay-per-click or, you know, stuff like that. Or maybe you're social and like social media. Pick one thing. Maybe you love to speak. So maybe you like to do webinars. Choose one. That's all I'm asking you to do. Choose one, and for the next 30, 60, or 90 days, go full out on that strategy. You want to do LinkedIn, choose LinkedIn and just rock on LinkedIn. But don't do anything else, right? Just keep your business going, but focus your marketing in just one place that you can get excited about.
What would you recommend to our viewers right now as the next, from our interview today and our time together, their first actionable step?
The first actionable step is really to take the time and answer those questions. And if you have a difficult time answering those questions, here's a really, really terrific tip. Go out, talk to your significant other, talk to your friends, talk to maybe some of your clients even. What a powerful conversation that can be, right? And really take the time to focus in on getting those answers for yourself, because it's going to accomplish two things, right? It's going to get you focused, and you're going to get excited about a strategy. And if you choose to share this conversation with others, it's going to remind them of why they're going to choose you over any other alternative out there.
Ivana Taylor, thank you so very much for your time today.
You're welcome, Glenn. Thanks a lot.